Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week's build here I'm featuring. This is a 1970 Boss 302 Mustang built on the Fastback platform, and this was a homologation special from Ford, and it was in its second year. And much like 69, the options were pretty limited, although 70 got a few more options than 69 did. But the package depicted you got a 302 engine. Now, this was a special 302 engine, not compared to the Windsor motor that was available. This one is a little bit different, has more of a canted style valves and Cleveland style heads. But it's a 302 displacement, but a much better breathing, high revving motor compared to the other 302. But this motor was only available in this car, and it only came with a 4-speed manual transmission. There was no automatic transmission available in the Boss 302 package. You could choose your rear gears. Standard was the 350 ratio. Then next up was 391 or 430s. Now those would really get this motor winding when you got into those. And if you got the 391 or 430 gears, it also came with the oil cooler in the front, just like the drag pack cars. But there really was no drag pack option with the Boss 302 engine. It's just if you got those gears, it came with that cooler as well. So for 69, and 70, it was pretty much the exact same drivetrain with a few small tweaks here and there. I understand the 70 engine, the intake valves were downsized just a hair, and something like from 223 to 219, and dropped. It was meant to tweak the horsepower and torque curve just a little bit to get a little bit more torque on it, but it really didn't change the ratings. I remember both of them are rated at like 290 horsepower and 290 foot-pounds of torque as far as the factory rating goes. And these things, they could really rev, but they had a 6,000 RPM rev limiter on the engine to keep it going. And many of those were removed. But as far as the drivetrain and everything goes, that was pretty much it. Like no automatic transmission, no AC, some of that stuff. And in 69, your options were a little bit more limited, but 69 production was much smaller. It was like 1,600 cars produced for 69, but I really like that stripe combo on that. For 70 though, there was 7,000 and like 13 of them made, so way more 70s. And 69, all the interiors were black. You did not have an interior option as far as color went. But in 70, you can get black or white. White being pretty rare. Most of them have black interior. And in 69, there were only 4 colors available on the 69 Boss 302. Now for 70, they really opened up the exterior color palette, and I think it was something like 13 colors available. I was doing this one in candy apple red, which is, I just used red paint on this particular one, but candy apple red. But there was multiple colors, the grabber colors and everything, where in 69 there was just 4 colors. Now they all had this blackout trunk panel. Now the 69s, the trim around the window was left in its stainless, finish. But in 70, it was actually blacked out on just the back window only. And then, of course, the window slots were an option. Spoiler, spoilers front and rear. I put them on there, and I really like them. And then another distinct feature with the 70 Boss 302 is the blacked out tail panel and the blacked out bezels for the taillights. So, those were specific to the Boss 302, along with its stripe package, which all of them were black. Sometimes they show up white in the photos and everything, but it wasn't actually reflective stripes. So if your headlights hit it at night, it reflected back at you, which is really cool. Model kit doesn't have that, but I like the stripe treatment on this. And then the model kit came without the optional shaker, which that was available in the 70 cars, but not in 69. I really like that shaker. I wish it was included in the kit, but it is not. And that was only a $65 option on the already $3,700 base price of the Boss 302 package. But there wasn't much to select after you got the Boss 302 package. And it didn't weigh much. It was a 3,200 pound car, about what they all were running about that time, weight wise. But as far as it went, it was a pretty much a success on the racetrack, and they were beating the Z28 Camaros with it. And I believe they took the um, championship for 1970. I believe it was the Budmore cars or whatnot, but um, didn't follow the racing that closely myself as getting into the stats and everything. But I remember when this kit came out though, and the Boss 429 kit came out before, and I built that, loved that kit. And but I remember when this kit came out, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I got to get that, and I got to have that to match my Boss 429. And then I really built it. I just remember some of the things about it. I couldn't believe the molded in part numbers and Ford logos on those exhaust mufflers, and some of the additional details they added to this. Very, very nice motor and transmission. One of the things which isn't in this kit, I didn't build it this way. Didn't have the Boss inline 4-barrel carburetor, the Cross Boss they called it. Um, but the model kit has it, and it's really cool. But I built this one with the stock air cleaner and the fin valve covers. By the way, the 70 had aluminum fin valve covers. The 69s did not. There were some 70s that had 69 style valve covers. I remember reading about that. But this has a very accurate and a very nice motor, and it's just really cool. And I just at the time I really loved these Mustang kits and the Revell Monogram kits at the time. Now the air cleaner wasn't chrome; that's just bare metal foil I put on there, and it had the auto light detailing on the battery and just pretty really nice underhood detailing and everything. So one of the kits I just really enjoyed. And this is my original build from back then, but it's not. The main thing, and I'm going to put some photos up, so you're going to be seeing some photos. My original build, I left it molded in yellow, and I put the decals on it. And I painted the interior some sort of gold color, but I was just having fun, and I built it. And I got some photos of it that way. And about, when I got back into modeling, and I wasn't really feeling some of my older builds. So this is one that I tore it apart and rebuilt it, and I did it in this red. I didn't prime it. I just sprayed this right over the yellow plastic. And then I detailed it up again and managed to get another set of decals, because I wasn't too into, buying another kit and starting over like I'll pretty much do now. But because it's like after you get into buying a kit just for the decals, and you're like, here I got a whole nother kit, and why, start over and, you know, restore an old build when I have everything to start a new build. So, but at the time I was doing that and put bare metal foil on it. My original build was just silver paint, and just detailed it up really nice, and you know did my best on it for that time. And even now it's one of those, it still looks pretty good. Polish it up, clean it up a little bit. Paint's a little dull, needs some polishing in some areas, and I was cleaning it up, but just worried about messing up the decals, because this isn't clear coated or anything. It's just airbrushed red, and painting the uh, lettering on the tires and everything. But I do have a couple more of these kits, and actually I featured my custom built one where I had a little bit more fun building one, and I did a custom paint job on it, used some 69 decals, and I'm pretty sure that's where these decals come, was I ended up buying another kit to do this one, and had a little bit of fun with that one, since I didn't have the decals, but I had some 69 decals in white. I'll throw a photo up of that car, but I did feature that one on the channel, so you can look for that video. I'll put a link in the video description below to that one as well. But I just really enjoyed this kit, and I think it looks great for a 70 Mustang. And Revell had the Boss 429. They had this, and that was awesome. And for a time, I had kit bashed the 69 Mach 1 with this 70 Boss 302 to make a 69 Boss 302, and then made a 70 Mach 1 out of the leftover parts of those two. That's pretty much my first video that I posted up on this channel. So it's on the channel, but it's way back there. Some of you have seen it. But I was kit bashing some of the parts to make some of the other combos of Mustangs that weren't available. But Revell did eventually come out with the Mach 1 with the 351. Great kit. I did build that one. I got another one or two of those in my stash. One that's definitely untouched, and I think another one that was a parts kit that I took the 351 out of for something else. And then I do have the first issue of this molded in yellow with the decals and everything. I have another one of those, and it was same thing where I saw the original box art and everything, and it was a $10 kit, so I picked it up, and that's in my stash as well. So really enjoyed that, and I just remember really enjoying building this, and even though taking it apart and rebuilding it, it came out really nice. But now it's I could make this so much better now, but it's part of my modeling history, and I'm gonna leave this one alone. But the temptation is always there to make it better, and I've done it once. But I have other kits where I can, if I want to make another one, I'll start with a fresh kit and do that again. But that'll do it for this one, though. So I hope you kind of enjoyed this, and feature some more of my 70 Mustangs, because I've got a few more, and to my surprise, I haven't featured hardly any of them on the channel. Part of that's because I got excited about that 69 kit coming out, and when I started the channel, I was building that, and I had my other ones out for reference. So some of my early videos are those kits and those builds, and some other Mustangs. I got to share some of those with you as well. So thank you for tuning in and subscribing, and all your comments. I really do appreciate it. And any of you guys that are new to this channel, please subscribe and go look through the video library and check out some other videos and everything. And you guys, thank you for tuning in, and you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.